What is up, YouTube? It's your boy OG Nonboy, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a team that I've been seeing around on YouTube quite a bit before the Evolution Cup was even released in those like best teams videos, you know, that those YouTubers do. And this team consists of Vigoroth and Dragonair and Zweilous. So this team's pretty solid. Like, you can't really go wrong when you have the top two Pokemon on PvPoke on the same team. Plus, Dragonair is a pretty flexible safe swap in this meta. This team doesn't really have too many like core breakers, quote unquote, with the only like relevant one I'd say being the Machoke, which your team is ABA weak to since it's strong against your Vigoroth and your Zweilous. But other than that, I feel like this team definitely has a lot of play in the meta, and yeah, let's get into these battles. So first match, we have the Vigoroth into the Dragonair, and this is a pretty neutral lead since you can win as the Vigoroth in the 0 and the 2 shields, and the Dragonair wins in the 1 shields. But since we're playing ABB, we're just going to stay in here for a little bit before swapping into our Dragonair to potentially bait something out in the back that our dragons aren't super strong to. And here I decide to let the body slam go since I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to farm them down all the way. But as you can see there, like, we lag a turn or something, because after the body slam I'm pretty sure our healths were exactly the same, so that kind of confused me. But I mean, it happens sometimes. Either way though, like, this isn't too bad for us since we end up getting the alignment we want anyways and a slight energy lead, since we don't want our Zweilous against this Vigoroth. So we got a little bit lucky there, to be honest. But they catch a body slam on their Nidorina, which we don't really like too much since we would have preferred that damage on the Vigoroth since our Zweilous still has a pretty good matchup against this Nidorina. And this Nidorina is purified, so they know the return, right? And here I'm getting super greedy and over farming quite a bit, and for some reason I just decide not to shield this even though it's very clearly a return, and yeah, that's a GG's for me. This next match, my opponent kind of lags out a little bit, which allows me to win the game. So instead of commentating the match, I'm just gonna take this time to kind of speak on like specialty cups as a whole and like the Evolution Cup. So I know a lot of people don't really like specialty cups, especially ones like these where the Pokemon have kind of niche use, right? Like, you make them and they're really only good for this cup. Since the Evolution Cup like really only allows you to have stage 2 Pokemon, there's only so many of them that are relevant across other cups and the Open Great League, and those are like the Dragonair, maybe the Zweilous, even though like those two aren't even that common. The Vigoroth is definitely usable in the Open Great League, but just in general there's not a whole lot of picks. So you're really kind of stuck, especially when this sort of a specialty cup is running concurrently with the Open Master League, since a lot of people don't really have the resources to build those Master League Pokemon, and then you're kind of stuck playing a league where you have to build essentially Pokemon that you're not going to use ever again. So it puts the players in a pretty rough spot, and yeah, it's just a lot of people's gripes with it. I kind of agree with it, and especially content creating now, like, I'm not like too happy about maybe having to make a lot of Pokemon so that I can showcase a bunch of different teams for content. So we'll see how much I can actually do with this cup. But yeah, if you guys have any teams, please submit your videos to me. The link for that is in the description, and I'd be more than happy to shoutcast your battles and feature your team. So in this match, we have the Vigoroth into the Dusclops, and the Dusclops is very tanky, but the charge moves don't really hit too hard on you. You do kind of soft lose that match if you stay in and go straight bulldoze, but the opponent switches out into their Vigoroth, so we swap into our Dragonair, and we should be able to maintain alignment here, and we should be able to have a little bit of this Dragonair left over for whatever comes in next too, which is nice. And here they bring the, let's see, Metang in, and this is a pretty interesting pick. It's kind of like you don't really see this thing in the Open Great League or any other cups, so yeah, we're just gonna stay in here because we're switch locked, and we're definitely gonna bring the Vigoroth in here, but this is kind of a little bit sticky, right? Because the body slams are gonna be resisted, and our counters are doing neutral, which is good, but they're gonna get to a move here. I still have almost a body slam, so I'm gonna decide to shield this to try to get to the next move and threaten their last shield or take this thing out. And the Dusclops in the back does have some residual energy, but the Zweilous here actually does pretty well against the Dusclops, since the Dusclops doesn't hit too hard, and we should be able to tank 2 of these ice punches before we're fully taken out. And at this point, since I know I'm not going to get to 2 charge moves, I'm just not even going to bother throwing anything, since like it'll just give them, like, I'll do more damage overall if I just farm down. And now they bring their Metang back in, throw a move at us, but our Vigoroth is still alive, and we should be able to counter down and win the game. Next match, we have the Vigoroth into the Golbat, and in the one shields, the Golbat wins this, but our body slams here are definitely going to chunk this thing, and I like to play this by tanking the move, throwing a body slam, and then switching out, so that way you clear your debuff and you chip the, like, what's that, the Golbat a little bit. And then now they bring a Vigoroth in, which is fine for us. And like I said earlier, they win in the 0 and the 2 shields, but I'm happy just taking a shield advantage, since I know that energy on my Vigoroth should be very useful, since as you can see in the earlier matchup, we basically do half of their Golbat's health with 1 body slam. So I'm going to stay in here and just get as much energy as I can and invest shields if I have to keep my Vigoroth alive and throw my energy at whatever comes in next. So we're going to have to shield twice, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. And then they bring a Golbat in, and then they catch on their Hakomo, which actually works out pretty good for us, since we don't really want our Zweilous on this before, like, we chip it a little bit. And I throw on poor timing there, since you're really supposed to throw 4 counters before, like, throwing your charge move if you can help it. Since I allowed them to, like, sneak a full charge move or fast move through by throwing 3. And if you guys don't know about fast move alignment, like, there's probably some YouTube videos out there that you can watch. I might make my own too in the future, but yeah, just look out for that, I guess. And then in this match, we have a good lead in the Celio, so they bring their Vigoroth in, and I'm just going to chip this a little bit before dipping into my Dragonair, and we should be able to maintain alignment here. We'll invest a shield later if we have to, and which we will, I guess, right now, but we're in a pretty good spot, since we're going to be able to maintain alignment here. Even if they shield this, we'll be able to shield and then get our next body slam off and win this matchup. So they let it go, and Dragonair kind of OP a little bit, and we're able to get to a body slam before the Celio is able to farm us all the way down. So now we have the alignment that we need. We can bring our Vigoroth back into this thing, and Vigoroth is really good at taking these charge moves from opposing Pokemon. And then they bring their Dragonite, or not Dragonite, geez, their Dragonair in, and they are able to get to a move before us. And since, like, we were 1 turn behind, but I know I'm going to be able to farm them all the way down before they can get to another move. So I'm just going to save this energy for this Celio, and I'm going to be able to get 2 body slams off. And they're going to be able to take me out, but 1 counter should do the trick. And even though they're able to throw a charge move on me, as long as we survive this, which we do, the counter already went through and we win the match. So yeah, pretty strong team. at least superficially at the start of this cup. Like the meta usually changes and shifts a little bit as the cup kind of matures a little bit, and I've only played a few sets with this, and I have to get this video up quickly since it's the first day that the Evolution Cup is out. But yeah, that's all for this video, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider commenting, and subscribing. And once again, if you're so inclined, please submit your videos in the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.